Thank you very much. Same for me. Let's do a really quick sound check to just make sure that everything's coming in and also that you can see the screen that's in front of you. Just a
Yeah,
quick
it looks pretty
yes.
good, Dan. I can hear you pretty good, and the screen's coming through.
Big fella, you know what? Your microphone is just sounding so much crisper today than usual. I can't tell if it's because you have a new mic or you're just really excited about our presentation.
I'm always excited about the presentation.
Oh,
Same old mic.
we got a heck of a presentation today. In fact, I'm going to go a little bit of a Michael Dell and public company style here. That's your little surprise, Brad. But we got a lot of amazing stuff to talk about to show you. I mean, really important webinar. We're very stoked that you guys are here. So first, but not least, and certainly important disclaimer. Trade Ideas is not a registered investment advisor. Please make sure that you know that all the information in this webinar is for educational and informational purposes only, and none of it is to be considered a solicitation to buy or sell securities. Brad, did you hear that? Stop buying.
Teach us, Dan. Teach us.
Yeah, I'm going to wax poetic. Okay, so I was on the internet today. I'm on the internet every day. Okay, I was on Twitter today, and something really caught my eye. And just so everyone sees, this is today, Wednesday, 2016. Brad, could you read that for the group?
Yeah, Leob predicts hedge fund industry washout, calls current market hedge fund killing field. Extinction's coming, Dan.
Strong words for the hedge fund industry coming from one of the best in the business, Brad. This is really important, guys. And again, the reason that it is very important is because hedge funds are having a really hard time picking stocks. They're having a hard time picking stocks because stock behaviors are changing, and what people are starting to get through their very thick skulls is this whole notion of valuations and how things are valued by the overall market, the meritocracy. It's a moving relative thing. Like, you know, PEs are meaningless. It's how the PEs are interpreted, and that is what changes over time. Same thing with every other acronym, whether it's PEG or, you know, RSI. You know, it doesn't really matter. Hedge funds are behind the game because, and I pointed this out on Twitter, Brad, because the game of paying for information is over. Information has to be found. And what we are doing here at Trade Ideas, and the reason that you're here, is because of this slide. This is to show you that if the guys who are managing millions of dollars are having a hard time picking stocks, something's changing. That something is really a combination of the overall market itself has evolved because of social media. There's really no gap between when information is born to when it is disseminated. You know, somebody on Twitter posts something, it gets viraled out. Now everybody knows that some FDA thing is either approved or not approved, and those people instantly start behaving, right? There's some put buyers, some call buyers, maybe some stock buyers. Somebody calls their Uncle Ted and tells them. How do you know that's happening? And what are the implications? So this is what is happening in the market today. This doesn't mean the market's bad, by the way, and it doesn't mean that market makers are out there to get you or HFDs are out there to get you. It just means you have to be equipped for what's happening, and the guys who are managing the big money aren't because they're fat and lazy. You know, when you are able to make huge amounts of money simply by paying for, you know, the toll road, then that's all you know how to do. But the evolution, the change in the market is that things are more volatile and they behave differently because information is disseminated differently. And we at Trade Ideas are at the helm of this.
Hey, Dan, you know,
Yes.
that's equated a lot to day trading as well, right? You know, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it was a lot different out there when you were day trading. The market was different. It reacted differently. And, you know, for people that haven't evolved in that aspect of it, they're really kind of out there in left field, unable to participate profitably.
Brad, I think it's a great point. that you, I mean, and it's a great point for people to remind themselves. Do you know why, though? I mean, and again, this is interesting. The reason that the old school day traders and the old school tape readers have had such a hard time is because the human mind just isn't built for the kind of adaptation and multi-level processing that needs to happen to see what's moving and take advantage of it. I mean, we humans, we're only good at doing a few things at once. You know, you can only trade Apple, you know, Twitter, Facebook, and Amazon. That's as good as you can do if you want to trade those and keep some sort of attention on what's going on. If something else comes to your mind, well, you're going to lose your foothold on the others. So the evolution is taking place. We're at the helm of it. And I saw this on Twitter, Brad, too. And again, you know, I want to make sure that the people understand there's like a focal point, and we're trying to drive you to something. If you don't find a way to earn while you sleep, you'll work till you die. Toiling is not an investing strategy. Drawing trend lines is not an investing strategy. Okay, sitting there doing this, I mean, I don't want to say I hate it, but I always see this hashtag of study. You know, and again, some teachers talk about all this studying. And it's kind of interesting to me, Brad, because I think it's sort of like the problem with homework that you hear from kids. You know, in Finland, they basically don't have homework and their kids play, and they're the best by far in every subject. Whereas in the U.S., we're trying to drown our kids in homework, and our kids suck at it. It's the same thing. There's a counterintuitivity. It's not how hard you work. It's how smart you work. So the best thing to do is figure out to work while you sleep. Figure out how to get things done while you're sleeping. So Brad, that's really where Holly comes in. You know, how do you work while you sleep? Well, let's talk about that real quick. The market's over, right? And you guys are at this webinar listening to what I'm saying. But our computer systems, now that the market's over, what they're doing is they're going over every single trade that happened today and trying to find some advantage, of which we don't know about yet, but some kind of an advantage for tomorrow. And this is what has happened since we launched our artificial intelligence, okay? This is why the first slide said the hedge funds are going extinct. You know, hedge funds are having a hard time beating the S&P, and look at what the S&P is doing. And this is what our AI is doing. More specifically, Brad, I kind of even wanted to give people a little more detail so they can understand how serious we're taking all of this. I mean, we're looking at every single data point. More specifically, this is April, this month. Okay, this is what our profit is, 12.38 points, and this is what the spiders are, 3.09, even though we have today missing where we added 2 points. I don't know why there's a NA here, Brad, but you know, we can even give them 3 more points and it still wouldn't matter. We're destroying the day-to-day performance of the spiders, and that's what we compare ourselves to. And again, we're going to dive a little bit deeper through the whole thing, but keep in mind, we're the only product in the world that is showing you trades in real time that are generated by an artificial intelligence that is running the ship. Okay? That doesn't exist anywhere else. You're not going to get this at Fidelity. This is not a back-tested system from TradeStation. You don't have access to this in Schwab no matter what you do. Goldman doesn't have it, Bloomberg doesn't have it, and as you saw from the first slide, other hedge funds don't have it. So I swear to God, Brad, I'm making a point. And the point is that you guys are at the right place at the right time because we solved a huge problem. Okay? So this isn't some sort of like, hey, you know, I found a webinar, let's see what's up. There's something big happening here, and again, I'm pointed you to the slides, but I'm kind of right now giving you the full story of trade ideas unfolded. Because listen, guys, the market's closed. You know, we can talk about symbols until we turn blue. You know, but I'm not here to tell you how to configure a window to get, you know, a stock trading 5 cents higher. That ship sailed. Here's what I'm telling you: a story that you should hopefully relate to as a human. So we started Trade Ideas in 2003 right here, after Brad and myself and our Chief Technology Officer, Philip Smolin, finished working at a very incredible experience, a venture-funded company, $50 million venture company that I was a CEO of, that we saw some writing on the wall we didn't like, the founders left, and we started Trade Ideas, right here. 0 clients. I'm not giving anybody the scale, that some things have to be private, but here we started 2003, 2004, you can see some really good growth. 2005. So you may wonder, like, what the heck happened here? Well, this is a very interesting segue. Okay, in 2005, Trade Ideas scored enterprise licenses with E-Trade and with Scottrade. Okay, so while our business, continued, we really started to focus on the enterprise, and we thought that we were really going to be able to showcase our technology and show people how amazing it is, and all the brokers would want it. Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Merrill Lynch. I mean, it seemed like a no-brainer because we knew that when people use our technology, they're better, they trade better, they see the market better, and they're more active. Being more active is not a bad thing. It just means that you're taking advantage of more opportunities. Yeah, Alice, you're right. MB Trading had it for a while. And by the way, MB Trading is the perfect example of management not knowing what the heck they're doing. So here's what's going on. So this whole time, in 2005, we are focusing on the enterprise, but we're still creating technology. I mean, obviously, Trade Ideas was born here, only web-based. We're added our Trade Ideas Pro, constantly developing, features, functions. Odds Maker gets added, developing. The financial crisis is happening, by the way, at this time. And notice that 2007, 8, and 9, while the financial crisis destroyed the market, look at our business. There was still a lot of demand for what we were doing, okay? And this continued for, going through this whole time when myself and the team, the guys running the company, we kind of got together and we said, guys, we've been in the, we started in 2003, it's 2011. This enterprise thing is not going the way we wanted it to. The management at brokerages, since they don't actually trade or invest, they have no empathy. Okay? They don't know what a customer feels like. They need a focus group.
Not to mention there's incredible turnover at the brokerages.
No doubt. It's like being involved with a country and then they have revolutions all the time. New government takes over, wants to kill everybody from the old government. It's really funny, but it's not. It's the same.
It's so accurate. I'm laughing because it is so accurate.
It's so accurate, right? It's funny, like you never think about it until you realize that's exactly what happens. It's like a new Pride of Alliance takes over. So we changed our focus really. We started in 2011, we started thinking about how do we solve the big problem to really change our business, okay? Because by itself, it wasn't doing what we wanted to do. It wasn't exposed. We weren't getting the kind of exposure that we wanted. And so we came up with the idea at the end of 2013 that we have to really solve the biggest problem facing all investors, which is what should I buy? When should I buy it? Why should I buy it? What should I, what should I invest in, etc. Like it's all of the stuff, the what, the when, and the what time. That's the key thing. What should you be doing? Humans can no longer be the grunt workers, in the mines, going through there, digging and finally figuring out, here's sunlight. It's Apple. That's just not the way, investing is done in 2016. So what we did was, as all of you now know from our previous webinars, we created an artificial intelligence engine that took all of this technology that we started in 2003 and kept on developing all the alerts, the filters, the combination of alerts and filters, what you can do with them. And boom, it came to life. And this is what's happening now with our customer base. So these are subscriptions. Look at what is happening, and this is where we are here today, right now, with me talking to you. This is what is happening to the business. So you're here for the right reason. This is the change. We are that company, and you are literally on the ground floor of the change of investing, how people approach capital allocation. In fact, we talk a lot on social media about going from this term of day trading, which I often talk about as a terrible term, to wealth hacking, which is really what you guys are here to do. Let's all, not lie to ourselves and say we're investing in the stock market for one thing. We want to attain wealth, increase our wealth, so that we can do more things that we like. It's that simple. Maslow hierarchy. And we have the best tool for you to do that. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's see what it is I'm going to show you what that means. Okay? So Brad, today was a pretty good day for the artificial intelligence. But let's start with the spiders, just to give everybody kind of like, an overview of like what happened. So this was the day. Started off, came down, came up, came down again, and really tested your mettle before rallying all the way back up to high and then selling off. I mean, if you look at this,
I wouldn't characterize that as an easy day by any means.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. If you were a surfer, you would want to surf that out. Like, I mean, sit that out. Like, it is choppy, like, not smooth. It's all over the place because, partly, guys, because of what I showed you in that first slide. The hedge funds, all these other, white folks that manage a lot of money, they're nervous because they don't know how to do it anymore. Part of that is because, and Brad, I really think that this is one of the biggest things that we are solving that really is so important for the modern day investor. We have all been sold a bunch of crap, and we listen to it, and it kind of keeps going and going. I mean, you guys know about ETFs, auto-indexing, S&P, index. I kind of talked about this on Facebook, but the United States is the most individualistic country there is. I mean, we're all so upset when somebody talks about taking our gun or anything else. I mean, we've got a lot of like chutzpah and individualism. But look at how all of us invest. And I'm talking to you guys too, because I do it. I put a ton of my money into a 401k where it's managed by other people. That's just, it's like part of our hierarchy, part of our structure where you give the thing that you value the most to someone you don't know. Now, obviously, not the most like children and loved ones and stuff like that, but stuff that's very important, right? Your money is managed by other people. And the art of stock picking and stock selection has died. It has literally, well, again, how about this? It's really sick because nobody knows how to do it because the models and the approaches that people have taken to do it well just haven't been supported by the math. And this is where we come in. And this is why Trade Ideas is so excited to bring this innovation and revolution to you, to the individual investor. Okay? So this platform, for those of you who know, you know what we do, but just a quick overview, we connect to market data, we create our own data, all of these pieces of Trade Ideas, the channel bar, where you can switch channels from our AI, which is on right now, to almost anything you can imagine, including stocks that are really have potential, like the ones that are 420 in play. Marijuana stocks could be a huge mover. Different situations for different types of trading. Pennies, fundamentals, biotechs, China, all one click away. But again, that's for your discretion. The best part is we set you on the right path with the right technology. We have a system. This is the AI. This is the thing that you should be focusing on the most. And by the way, we support that all throughout the day in our trading room where Barry Einerson, the moderator, again, holds court, trades AI signals, trades his own signals, and trades all sorts of other things, and helps people really take active investing, wealth hacking to the next level. But let's talk about this list right here. So I'm moving it around. This is the list of trades. This whole list is probably one of the most important things you need to see, and I'm going to kind of just move some of the stuff out of the way so it doesn't distract everyone. Okay, so let's start here. These trades were all generated by our artificial intelligence today, okay? And there are a lot of different ways that you should be taking advantage of. I'm not saying could be, I'm saying should be, because if you're not focusing on this, well, then you're wasting your statistical energy. So let me explain. So net, the AI made 2.15 points. That means that if you take the points from the entry and the exit, count them together, that's the total profit. It kind of went like this. So there were a total of 27 possible trades that you could have followed the AI in today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 out of the 27 were profitable. That actually is kind of basically an insane statistic. Because you guys should know that trading isn't the easy penny stock millionaire game that a lot of people claim that it is. It's an art form. It requires a lot of, it requires for you to be able to do certain things, like commit to the trade. Look at some of the, and also to shed some of your notions. So with trade ideas, we're trying to teach our clients and our customers that almost everything you learned about the stock market is wrong. Like that you shouldn't be active in it, like not buying bottoms. On the contrary, buying bottoms is the best kind of thing that you can buy if actually you bought the bottom. Brad, doesn't that sort of make sense?
I mean, those are the best risk-reward situations right there, in my opinion.
So the key here, everyone, is to be able to simply see how to make money. I want to spend less time talking about, again, specific setups, more time talking about utilization. We have this tool. You need to use it, otherwise you're wasting your time. And also, I'm going to give you the supporting characters so that you can see that we actually don't miss any trade. Every single trade that is good will be in front of you. That's what you get with trade ideas. Every single good trade will be in front of you. It's a question of what you focus on, just like life. So talking about, Brad, for me, and I'm sure Barry will say this and he says this in our room, one of the most critical things that differentiates us from everyone else, aside from the fact that, of course, we have artificial intelligence, but because we make our own data, that's what makes artificial intelligence possible, but we can do things with it. So we get out of a trade here in XON because it was a time stop. All of our, we kind of handicap our artificial intelligence so that you guys can follow it every single day. It's flat. So all these trades are always new. There's no swing trading for Holly. You can swing around her, but there's no swing trading here simply because every new subscriber gets a chance to start fresh. Every day is a fresh day. That way you're never sitting in losers, you're never sitting in winners. You start over. But you, of course, you the user, you can sit in winners. So you get the best of both worlds. This AI is not designed like a black box. It's designed to be traded around. And the stocks that we are in, you can see, look, here's the trade, XON, entry time. Let me expand this out so again, everyone can see. 8:28 in the morning. I'm in California, so this is this is 2 hours after the open, and we held this for an hour. Boom. Got out of it for a huge percentage win of $1.58. I mean, think about the percentages, the $20 stock. But the best part is, look at the non-exit. So what we do here is we let you monitor these positions so that you can maintain a foothold on the statistical value of this trade. Let me show you where that really pays gigantic dividends. Okay, let's go to LNG. Okay, so LNG was a stock that we bought in at 38.11, which was somewhere around here. Okay, and the stop was hit pretty quickly, or maybe it wasn't that quick. Let's see. No, in an hour, a little over an hour, the stop was hit and we lost 41 cents. So the stop was hit like right here. Yeah. Okay. But look what happened afterwards. Barry and I discuss this all the time, that the fact that we give you the ability to see this, so as soon as this 41-cent exit would have turned positive, you could have gotten back in. That lets you know that the statistics held up, and you would have been in a trade that was a $1.03 winner. And this is by design. You know, there's no like, being an art form, investing and wealth hacking, it isn't so like black, white, must have 3% stop, and there's fluidity to it. Okay, and we're constantly evolving the tools and technology to help you do better and better. And right now, this is the best that you can do. Here's another example, VRTX. This one actually got me too because of this. God. Oh no, I'm sorry, not because of this, because of this. So I was in VRTX, lost money, and then on this move right here, and this is some bad printing, or I don't know what the hell happened there, Brad. But the bottom line is, when VRTX finally turned positive, you really had a very nice opportunity. Look at the spread between a 95-cent winner and a 47-cent loser, the spread between a 41-cent loser and a $1.03 winner. It has to come back to flat first. So there's a lot of opportunity here. But here's something else that you can see. And Brad, again, I think we don't focus on this enough. There should be a sense of trust that's coming to you that the statistics behind this are for real. Okay? Like, because partly is, look how our profits are sometimes beating the overall as well. And again, it's all kind of very tight. If this behavior is so close together, that means our models are working, things are happening. It means that you should trust the mathematics, and you should be less hesitant to allocate your resources to this technology. So what I'm going to do now, Brad, is I'm going to kind of jump right in to the presentation again, because there's a big thing that's happening. And Scott, I know that we were talking about, I'm going to modify. So as you guys can see, by the growth of our subscribers, how well we are doing, and how incredible this product is, we are changing our pricing structure for it. Okay, part of it is actually to help, and part of it is to also just modify things to make it better for us as the vendors of the tech. So right now, Scott will talk to you about this. This is our pricing schedule. So Scott, I'm kind of just jumping a little bit into your thing, but if you don't mind, because I think it's a very good segue to when you are doing your stuff in the end, and I'll just kind of high level this. So trade ideas, so that everyone understands. We're a subscription as service. Subscription software service. You subscribe to it, and there's basically two ways to do it. There's a monthly, where it's $99 a month, and there's an annual, where it's $888. This technology, the Trade Ideas technology, which the AI, which also comes with the ability to create alerts and share them, which again, I'm just showing you. So that you never really leave the statistics. Once Holly brings something to your foreground, I mean, look at this. I mean, you will want to be able to be aware of it. So you can say right here, Still going. And that way, again, you never miss it and you know why it was brought up to your attention. So these things are purchased with a one-time fee for $1,100, and this gives you access to all of our higher level functions. There's a lot more than the AI, but it's the AI. It's the ability to run your own backtests. It's the price alerts that I just showed you, and a tool called Trade Ideas Quant, which we're really working to kind of take over. It's kind of like our higher level engine that's been in R&D for a couple of years, and there's a few tools out there that are powered by it, like the things that are the RBIs and the GBI kind of patterns that Barry talks about in the room. So this right here allows you to do something really cool right now for everyone, which is you purchase this once, you pay the $1,100, and you never have to purchase it again. Then you always have access to all the higher level functions, and you just renew either monthly or annually, however you like. That's what's happening right now. Okay, that's how you access Trade Ideas. So one-time fee for the higher level functions, or monthly and annually for the regular Trade Ideas. But that's coming to an end. So for this month, in the month of May, I think I've got that about right, or maybe for, again, in the next several weeks, we're maintaining this current price level, the $1,100, so that everybody who comes to the webinars can get access. And Scott will kind of go over all of that before, but the bottom line is the price is increasing and it's just going to monthly. So there's going to be no more one-time fee and retroactive grandfather clause. It's either going to be monthly for the premium or annual, or monthly for the regular or annual. So it will be a little bit simpler, but the premium will be around $18.88, I believe. So, and that's what will be paid every year. So that's the high level. Brad, let's jump to the questions. I want to, again, I gave everybody a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about I want to answer some questions, and then I want to talk about how you never miss any trade, whether it's AI, Holly generated, or in general. How do we capture all of them? Okay, so Mohammed, all of our data is inclusive. So whenever you subscribe to Trade Ideas, all the real-time data, that's all in the subscription, so you don't have to do any kind of additional. Let's see. Michael, your question about Holly, it's hard to say because she's performing so well. I mean, but we are always continually evolving. I mean, the AI never stands still, and that's what people really need to understand. Even though the names of so you see like these strategies like Beacon and GeForce and Count de Monet, that's one of mine. All of the names are the same, but the internals change every single night. So the concepts stay similar, but all the internals can be completely different. Like what kind of a 52-week high are you fading? Like what's the volume? You know, what's the options underneath? All that stuff gets tested and retested, and that's why, again, this is the working while you sleep. Holly right now is doing that stuff. She's crunching numbers while you are sleeping. So Jonathan, the premium yearly, the price has not been completely set, but it's somewhere around $18.88. Vishwas, we have an interface to interactive brokerage. It's through a separate platform that we own called Stock Ticker, and it has all the connections to interactive brokerage. Brad, who are all the brokers that we connect to?
Interactive Brokers is one of them, and it used to be Sterling, but we disconnected that one. But why don't you do this, Dan? Why don't you show, because it actually has been kind of elevated in our priority to get our own Brokerage Plus interface connected to Interactive Brokers, which we currently connect right now to Lightspeed. Go ahead and pop it open, Dan. It's a It's a great little tool that allows you to take any strategy that you create in trade ideas through an alert window and automate it. Really set up the instructions just like you would, yeah, right there, just like you would with the odds maker. And do this. Go ahead and go to New and open up a Positions, and go to New and open up a Strategies tab. Just as a real, I'll just be totally brief, but it's really slick because you put your strategies right in here. You put in the set of instructions just like you would the odds maker, how long you want to hold it, how you want to route it, all that different, those different set of instructions. Yeah, right here. Pretty straightforward.
Similar to the odds maker because that's where it was designed.
Yep, and so then you had said how long you want to hold that, what you want your stop to be, profit target. You want to put a market order, a limit plus, delta, anything you want there. Go ahead and close that, and then go to the Positions tab. Once those trades are initiated, it all gets populated in this position blotter, and we keep track of the P&L in real time, so you get to look at a position graph, a profitability graph, to see from inception of your positions how profitable you've been and what that looks like. So that's pretty slick, and the quick order exit buttons over there on the right.
Shakar, so the 1100 is a one-time payment for all the premium functions. So once you pay it once, you still do have to pay either the monthly or the annually, but never again.
So Rick is asking, Dan, if we tied a TradeStation, and we are really super close to releasing trade ideas inside of the TradeStation App Store. So you'll have our full web-based version all integrated inside of that application, linking and everything's all integrated, so it works pretty nicely.
You know, Brad, when I see this Brokerage Plus, and hopefully you guys kind of, so Brokerage Plus, all of this came before Holly. So Holly was actually invented partly out of this Brokerage Plus interface. You can kind of see the similarities maybe a little bit. Yeah, you should. They're similar kids. It was just such a shame that Lightspeed never figured out how to deploy this in a way that could have really helped their customers, because that was really such a great opportunity. But we're going to be working with other brokers. We might be tying Brokerage Plus to Robinhood, which will give you free trading. How about that? I mean, Brad mentioned that could be an interesting little situation.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So TradeStation, yeah, they're integrating trade ideas. That should also tell you a little bit about how much people appreciate our analytics. Let's see, Nicholas, if you buy our stuff in May, early May, you should still be able to buy it for the prices that are currently available.
I think what Nicholas is asking, it seems like he's already a current subscriber, and he wants to add the Holly license to a subscription next month. So that really wouldn't affect your subscription at all, because you would maintain your ongoing subscription and you would just add that one time.
Right. So the other part is that everyone who's a customer already, if you're already a subscriber, you will be able to add Holly for the one-time fee. So it works both ways. If you're a Holly AI client and you purchase before we stop that, you will always be grandfathered into the price and always be renewing either the monthly $99 per month or the annual $888. If you're just a subscriber on the monthly or the annual plan, but you want to upgrade to Holly, you can do that for the one-time fee.
And with respect to a monthly price, we're also throwing around that as well. So, Dan said the annual was looking around $1888. Monthly is looking just shy of $200, somewhere in that range. And that would be a combination of the subscription and the premium.
So Nicholas, let me make sure. So if you're already a subscriber, which Brad said I think he is,
2 days
you
now.
can upgrade to Holly, or you can cancel the subscription and switch to the monthly rate. I mean, that's not a problem. And the monthly all-inclusive is somewhere around $188. So Shakar, right, as they said, no AI and eSignal. Right, right. So Jonathan, Scott's already got you. Okay, Scott, man, Scott's so on the ball. All right, so Scott's got this. What I'm going to show, Brad, is so there's two ways that you can work with our AI. Remember, the AI starts blank. Everything here is kind of blank, and it goes all throughout the day. And we have our trading room that I'm just going to come back here, and this is the slide. Okay, so our trading room run by Barry Anderson, and I'm in there a lot, and I'm sure Barry wishes that I wasn't half the time for all the crazy stuff that I say. But basically, this room is a forum where, number one, it's free, so there's no extra cost. This is our on-ramping and our community. We are a pack. We are a family. Everybody exchanges information, and we trade together, invest together, we wealth hack together, and everybody's pushing for a positive sum game where we're all doing better. This room is where people are exchanging and sharing information based on trade ideas. It's a great place to start. Okay, we share links. We put all the early announcements. Always hit the room first. So just to make sure that everyone knows that when you're with us, you never just like this. You never have buyer's remorse because you purchase. Number one, you see the kind of results that we showed you with the AI, but also then you have the community supporting you, and you can see that this is for real. You know, this isn't some, you know, Brookstone thing you bought at 100 times, you know, the price of creation and then never use again. Okay, so Nicholas, Scott is going to tell you about the best deal. This is what we have these webinars for. So right at the very end, we're going to share all of that. So Shakar, I'm not sure your question. I think that would have to do with us being in business, but we've shown you that we've been in business since 2003, so longer than almost every other vendor that you're going to come across. Chris, yes, you are grandfathered in. Wow, there's so many questions about this stuff, Brad. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Jonathan's stuff about so sharing some some windows. Just talking about a couple of things. Let me get that Predator window. Why do I have Yahoo up? I have no idea. All right, hold on one second. Got a couple of interesting ones. Okay, so these windows are windows that are created by our team, and they are really like, instead of sitting there having you toil with trying to create windows that are good, we do it for you. I mean, and that's why we have the channels. All of our workspaces are created by us, the team that knows how to do this the best. So you don't miss anything in trade ideas, really, because you're going to be able to see it through one of these lists, whether it's, you know, IRBT, or whether it's something like this, you know, SB, which, you know, huge percentage run right there. You are going to catch it, okay? So we watch these windows, trend change lubricant. We're looking for stocks that are where the trend is going to change. Let me give you some of the best examples that we've done already, because we've hit these. Look at this. We caught this move in Solar City at 20. It's been our trade ideas trade of the week. It's been on the AI. It's been everywhere. Look at this return. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you're never going to get listening to CNBC. You know, because at this point they're trying to tell you, oh, has solar gone sour? You know, because you're taught this silly thing, or don't buy bottoms. I guarantee you that's not how Warren Buffett thinks. That's a fact. Okay, so VSLR, Vivint Solar, is exhibiting some of the characteristics that SCTY was exhibiting, and this is what happens. This is the world. Guys, this is why you're here. You know, all I can do is just give you the high level and the examples. Ultimately, Brad, remember last week we talked about this, and Steve, feel free to use this at the webinar later tonight. But we talked about golf and how one of the most critical things that people really don't understand about the game of golf is what does it mean to put a ball in the hole? You know, some people think, well, you got to hit it this way. Some people think, I mean, there's lots of different ways that you can think about doing an action, but ultimately at the end of the day, you've got to be very comfortable taking the action of doing the thing that gets the ball in. Investing is the same thing. Okay, you've got the best analytics at your fingertips. What you have to teach yourself is to get rid of the hesitation of pulling the trigger. Okay, because we're trying to find things that can go from 11 to 20. And that's why you're seeing them here. And we talk about this all the time. It's a very simple process of visually seeing what you already know to be true and then putting a marker and moving away. Look at this. I can just go through every single one of these if I'm interested. You know, and okay, so this one looks interesting right here. Look at that nice little formation. Whenever you see it cross above, that's called a breakout, and not in an Acme sort of way. So this little tool that I have, okay, the alerts, notice how they're visual, so I can grab it and change it. This forever puts this in our database, where now when BXMX hits this price of 30, 20...
And that's whether it's today or tomorrow or next week or month.
This is also the reinvention of paper trading as well. Okay, I mean we've leapfrogged so many vendors and so many things that you would see. It's all here for you. Our alerts are actually paper trades you make, and you are able to view them in these windows where you can basically say, okay, so these are all the stocks that I have that have not been triggered. And I can see what's really far away or what's kind of getting close. So if you look at this, and that's the one that I just did. And there it is. That's why it's so close. Look at another one that I hadn't watched in a while. Here's GIGA. It's just kind of sitting there. There was an alert for it, and it's kind of in this range, but I'm not going to miss it because I have it ready. OXGN, I won't miss it. Here's that one that we just did. Here's another one that's coming, and oh look, HEIE. I mean, that's one that's starting to really move. This is how it's done, guys. It's not rocket science from the point of view of like needing some derivatives, singles, or integrals, or anything like that. It's a simple process of once you have the right dough and ingredients in front of you, which is this, which is trade ideas, you have just a much better chance of succeeding. It's that simple. Brad, what have I missed?
I don't know, man. It's a good presentation. You know, there's some people that want those windows that you've created on the right. It looks like there are a couple of new ones.
You guys know the drill. If you want any of the windows, if you are subscribers, simply ask me. I share everything. I share all of my alerts, whether they're, so these are all of my alerts, and I have them working. So I'm tracking tons of stocks. You come to Trade Ideas, you can track them with me because I share all of my information. And I'm good. Just ask me.
Yeah, so just shoot us an email. Send it to info@trade-ideas, asking for the windows shown in the webinar, and we'll send you out a cloud link. And the cloud link, either it'll be one link or it'll be one for each window, but it'll have all the settings as Dan has them right here.
Yeah, so Ricky, everything I mean, we constantly, the reason, Ricky said, I haven't seen some of these scans. Can you tell me where they are? Here's the thing, guys. Be in the room, and our software is always evolving. There's no technology that stays still right now that's any good at working with a moving system like the stock market. You know, unless VectorVest makes like 10 modifications or TradeStation upgrades itself. I mean, these things are kind of like, you know, they're dinosaurs. They're passing away. They may just not know it. And I'm being completely serious because the game has evolved to what you were seeing. Look at the rich visuals, the sortability, you know, the being able to catch something that other people aren't looking at because they don't know where to look and they don't have the technology to see. But we do, and we don't miss it because it's simple. To not miss it. Boom. So again, everything you have is yours. This is the premier idea generation platform, the wealth hacking platform. You want to try to find the things that do this that we have found already, these kinds of moves, you're at the right place. There's no perfection. That's the other thing. Please know, you know, this isn't some kind of like scam where we're telling you we just win. What we're telling you is that, number one, the market can't be predicted, but it can be reacted to. If you want to react to the market, the best way possible to do that is with artificial intelligence because it's watching everything and it's analyzing everything. It's really pretty much that simple. And this is the only platform in the world that has it. So, without further ado, so Shakar, again, let me talk a little bit about the day trading. Day trading does not exist. Okay, there are people that trade actively and they choose to get out during the day, but the term day trading means nothing. Okay, we are investors, we are wealth hackers. When your time frame is a personal character trait of yours, some people like to not be in the market, some people like the risk. I'm both. I get in and out in the same day on some examples, then I stay into some things. I've been into some things years. So there's something for everyone, and you should get out of your head being pigeonholed into something where, you know, swing trading, day trading, those things are just silly terms that we made up that are not going to be applicable very much longer. Shakar, you don't differentiate. The AI does it all for you. It's meant to be followed. That's the whole point. We do, okay, so one of the things, so let me back up just real quick. Because there's so many people here who aren't subscribers, and for the ones that are, hopefully you're seeing how we do it. For you guys that are subscribers, I'm hopefully telling you something simple. You better be paying attention to what you should be paying attention to. Attention and opportunity cost is going to determine whether you make money or not. You know, are you focusing on the thing where you should be focusing your attention? And nobody knows at the end whether you're right or wrong but your accountant when it's tax time. So, Shakar, the idea is that all of this, it's blank in the morning. So like when you have something like that here, open positions, it's blank. Although, Brad, why is this here?
I don't know.
No, okay. But it just means that it didn't update to...
You know, mine's the...
Oh, you don't have it? Okay, it's just my build. I run a development build, which we're testing all sorts of stuff that other people don't see. That's why when you go to new, just so everyone knows on mine, you see a whole bunch of mess. That's why I'm always afraid to do stuff that Brad asks me, because, you know, I run a very, very alpha version of trade ideas. But the bottom line is, see, but Shakar, imagine this for a second. This is what's really good. Imagine this is all you see. So right now, there would just be this stock, RDC, and that's all you would see, that the entry price would be 1847. Then you would have to decide if this feels good. So this actually turned out to be perfect, right? Great question. So you would have to figure out if this trade looks good to you. Now you may say to yourself, oh, well it doesn't. Okay, but remember it appeared here because the artificial intelligence has been doing all of these tests, and escalation exhibit has been running about a 61% historical win rate. So that's why you're in this trade. That's why the AI is in it, and you just have to decide if that's okay with you today. That's what everybody ultimately has to decide. This is the historical win rate. This is the actual win rate. So you compare what's happening historically to what's happening actually. And what's really interesting is also, remember this, not every strategy that you have will trade. So we had early bird 30 over 30, no trades. Again, that all has to do, that's what's beautiful about our AI, is that we don't and it does not know how many trades it's going to get into. I mean, although we have some high limits, like, you know, it's not going to be in 100, I hope. But the idea is that we don't know what stocks we're going to trade, which direction, and how we're going to do it. That's all been figured out mathematically by the computer. And you should listen to that computer because it's been programmed by some pretty smart people. All right, Scott, I think so, okay, hold on one second, Scott. So, Vishwas, the Holly percentages of last week, so overall, last week I think we ran at just about a 50% win rate, but we just won a lot more than we lost. So, and that's fine. Ultimately, that's totally okay. And again, when you go to this, so this is April, okay? So this was our actual, from the first, Holly lost 67 cents. Then made 7 cents, then made 79, then made $4.21. You can also kind of relate that to today's $2 win. Then lost $1, lost 82 cents, lost 29 cents, made 5, made 8, made 22, 13, 46. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of win. Lost $1, lost 48, lost 23, lost 146, lost 35. 5 days of losing. Okay, but the market was also not doing fantastic. And then today, here, I'm sorry, did I catch today? Is that right, Ian?
Yeah, I think today is that last one right there.
Yeah, and here's today. So that's what it did. Again, all out there, visible for everyone to see. And again, remember, guys, people are catching on, but it's still pretty early. And that's why prices are changing. I mean, we adjust to demand. You just, the bottom line that I'm able to show people is ultimately, if you're honest with yourself and you look at this picture, you have to understand how impressive this is based on what you know about the market, how the S&P is done. And, you know, if you take away all of the gurus that never lose, the reality is right here in front of you. This is the best that you can do. This is AI powered, and this is the future. And we're so stoked that you're here because, again, this lets us believe that you have a chance. You're in the right place, and you can take advantage of the market that I think is coming. That, again, the technological revolution now makes the dot-com bubble look like, you know, a horse and buggy. So we're very excited. Scott, I'm giving you the floor. Let me put it on the proper slide since I already did
yeah, thank you.
our what you call it?
Yeah, well, thanks everyone for joining us. So there's a code we have to let you save some, and actually, let me pop something into the downloads for you, just momentarily. So if you use that code Holly27 before the end of business on Friday, you can go ahead and save half off your first month, 20% off your first year, or 30% off that AI license. So the AI license is a one-time cost, and that's going to eventually go away after next month at some point, but now you can get it at $770 in its lifetime, and then you add on your subscription, which can be grandfathered in at the going rate before that changes. So it's either $888 a year or $99 a month, but with the code you can get it for $49 for your first month, or $710 for your first year. Again, that's Holly27, and it's all caps, just like you see it, HOLLY. Take a look at your handouts panel on your GoToWebinar interface. There's a PDF with the same information there. Makes it real easy for you to go ahead and use. So if you're already a monthly subscriber, or if you just want to go ahead and get everything at once, a fantastic way to do that or upgrade from the month is to just go to our combo page. You can get there by clicking a link, bit.ly, it's on the next slide, /AI Holly. all caps. It's case sensitive, and it's on the next slide there, Dan. So what that does is that takes you to a page where you can click through and purchase the entire package, which normally would run $18.99. And using the code Holly27, it takes that 30% off the lifetime odds maker and the 20% off the year concurrently, and saves you over $500 immediately. So you can get in at just $14.80. Again, the URL for that is bit.ly/AI Holly, and the AI Holly is all caps. If you download that PDF from your handouts panel, you'll just be able to click through and get that right away. There'll be a recording of the webinar up later tonight. If you have any questions, email us, info@trade-ideas.com. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, Scott, I just want to again add to everyone, just so that you know, the pricing, this is a huge discount that is not going to be available to anyone once you don't have the ability to get the AI as a one-time fee. So again, if you're interested in saving money, and I'm sure all of you are, I encourage you to take advantage of it now while it's still possible, and it's, again, going to be available probably first week, second week of May at most. So thank you guys. Thank you, Scott, Brad, as always, and Steve. Really appreciate it.